On September 22nd, I received an email from Udemy saying that they may be unpublishing my course. Let me tell you more about it in this video. It was a normal day on 22nd September and I was checking my email when I received this from Udemy. It's what it says. As part of our marketplace maintenance program, we periodically audit the content available on the Udemy platform to ensure we are reliably surfacing fresh, high-quality content. Content may be at risk of being unpublished if it isn't attracting new students, hasn't been updated in a long time, or has a course landing page with insufficient or duplicative content. Two of my courses have been flagged up in the Marketplace Maintenance Program. I'll call them Course 1 and Course 2. So if you have to look at this email, there are 3 reasons where the course could be flagged up. They are the course isn't attracting any new students, hasn't been updated in a long time, or it has a course landing page with insufficient or duplicative content. I believe my problem comes from my course not attracting enough paid students. And let me explain why. So these courses that are being flagged are my worst performing courses in terms of revenue. They have not earned a cent, not a single cent, at the time where I received this email in September 22nd. It couldn't be because the course hasn't been updated for a long time, because all my courses are new. I only started Udemy at the end of December, and many of the courses were published in the January, February, March period. So in September, it's just a few months old. So it couldn't be that it hasn't been updated in a long time. For all my courses, they do have a landing page where I put in effort to write the course description. It is not duplicative, it is not copied from somewhere, but it describes what the course is, what you will learn from each course, and each course has its own unique landing page description. So I do not think it has anything to do with insufficient or duplicative content. Hence, the main culprit of me getting these courses being flagged is probably because they are not attracting new paid students. So let's take a look at the Marketplace Maintenance Program on the Udemy website. I'll provide the link to this site in the description below. So under the Marketing Maintenance Program, if you have to read through it, basically I get that why they have this program is to ensure the quality of Udemy courses. Because if you look at it for Udemy, right, they promote the courses, they push the course out through their marketing effort. So they do want to have a collection of courses which they think are good to promote it, or they want a collection of courses which they feel that people would want to buy, so that when they promote it, the advertising cost is lower, right? If you promote something out and no one wants to buy it, that advertising dollar that they have used is gone, right? So they do want to increase their advertising success, I believe. So that is why they have this marketplace maintenance program to maybe get rid of some of the courses which they feel are not good or are not getting any sales. So in this website here, they also explain what does it mean for a course to be unpublished. Basically, it just means that it will no longer be available publicly. So if someone were to search on the course, okay, it will not appear in the search results. So basically, it will just be a draft course inside your list of courses in the Udemy instructor, in your Udemy's instructors portal. So what are the courses that are at risk of being unpublished? So if you look at these 3 points here, they're actually a bit different from the email that I've received. So if you look at here, it says that it has had little to no recent enrollment, revenue, and engagement. So it talks about enrollments. Has not historically had significant enrollments, revenue, and engagement. So basically, these two sounds the same, right? Little and historically little. Revenue, engagement, and revenue, okay, and then has not been updated within the last 6 months. So it actually says basically you do not have any revenue. So basically I believe it has something to do with revenue, because if you have revenue or if you make a sales, Okay, then there will be people who watch the video, so there will be engagement. But before that, you need enrollments. But I believe they're more interested in paid enrollments rather than free enrollments. I'll explain more using my data later on. Okay, and has not been updated within the last 6 months. Content is more likely to be flagged for the maintenance program if its course landing page is sparse or has a significant amount of content in common with other course landing pages. So if your landing page information is very similar to other people, or you have very little words inside your course landing page, then it will be likely to be flagged. But I don't think the course landing page, the content is sparse, because Udemy does requires a minimum number of words inside your course description. I think it's around 200 words. Okay, so there's no way it can be sparse. It must meet that number of words before you can save it anyway. Okay, so if you have to look at it, basically it explains the 3 points, right, that in the email. So in the email, they wrote it as 3 points. That means you do not have low enrollments, engagement, and revenue. Has not been updated for a long time, but in here they write it more specifically within the last 6 months, and then it has a sparse or insufficient or duplicative information on the landing page. So this is basically what it says. But if you look at it, right, they repeated the enrollment, revenue, and engagement twice in a different manner. Recently, you do not have these, and historically you also do not have the enrollment, revenue, and engagement. So I believe what determines, okay, a key contributor to whether your course gets flagged up at the marketplace is basically enrollments, revenues, and engagement, and very importantly, I believe, is revenue. Okay, so why? So let me explain with my data now. This is the results of the 2 courses as of December 2023. So in September, when I received the email, both courses had not made a single sale, so they have earned $0. However, for course 2, it actually has around 30 students at that point in time, which was way more than some of my other courses. Okay, the reason why course 2 has quite a number of students was because I ran a free course, or at least for course 2, I actually started off by making it a free course. So there were people who actually purchased it. Okay, but later on, after around 3 months, I switched it from a free course to a paid course. So in September, there was actually no sales made yet. So the total earned in September was still 0. Okay, but I do have quite a number of students, and in fact, course 2 has way more students than some of my courses, okay, that were not flagged by the Udemy maintenance program. So that was why I felt that it was not the number of students that resulted in me receiving that email, but rather the revenue. So I believe revenue is the driving cause. Now that I think I know what is the cause of my 2 courses being flagged in the marketplace maintenance program, this is what I did. So if you're to look at the suggestions that Udemy gave to keep the course on the Udemy marketplace, it says that you need to ensure that your course has a robust landing page, including at least 4 learning objectives in what you learn section, which my course already had. So this was not what I did. A unique course description, which I believe I already have. And the last point, at least 1 significant update in the last 6 months. Example, at least 5 minutes of new video content. So this was what I actually did. I added 5 minutes of new video content to each of these 2 courses, and then waited. So I guess the question that you're most interested is, did my course get unpublished? Okay, so the answer is no. So I think there are 2 reasons to it. So in September itself, I have added 5 minutes of new content to each course, which was what they said to do on the email. And another thing that happened was, I believe Udemy actually pushed these 2 courses, and they actually made a few sales in that month. And I believe, I do not really know, it was a combination of both, or it was the sales that actually resulted in this course still staying to date on the Udemy marketplace. So would I be upset if Udemy unpublished these two courses? Yes, I would. So I was quite glad that it didn't get unpublished, because I do not want my efforts to go to the drain. If you look at the marketplace maintenance program website, it says that when the content is being unpublished, you can still publish it, right? Okay, but if it still doesn't garner interest in the students and doesn't meet the requirements, it will still be unpublished again. So basically, you can, if Udemy unpublished, you can still go and publish it again, but then you can be flagged out again and you'll be unpublished. So it's like a vicious cycle. So anyway, my thoughts, these two courses that weren't performing well on Udemy do not really affect my revenue. So if you watch this video here, I talked about my top 3 courses made up the majority of my revenue, and these 2 courses, whether they are there or not, doesn't really affect my total revenue. But it is the ego, I guess, that, oh, I published it, I want it to stay there. that really sort of affected me. But going forward, I'm also going to publish all the courses that I have on Udemy on my Gumroad shop. Okay, because on Gumroad there is no risk of your course being flagged out in whatever marketplace, because you own your own course, you market your own courses yourself, so there are less rules surrounding it. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video.